Coco Gauff releases statement after retiring with injury versus Eala at Indian Wells. Coco Gauff was unable to complete her third-round match at Indian Wells against Eala. Gauff comfortably beat Eala when they played recently at the Dubai Tennis Championships, but it was a very different situation at Indian Wells. It was clear from the early stages of the match that Gauff was not quite right physically, and after going a set and a breakdown against Eala, she could no longer continue. After having some time since stepping off court, Gauff has released a statement on social media to provide an update on her injury. Coco Gauff provides injury update after retiring against Eala. During the match, Gauff received medical treatment to her arm and she confirmed that this was what was troubling her when speaking to media after leaving the court. Gauff revealed that it felt like her whole arm was on fire, before admitting that she had never felt anything like this before. "Yeah, I felt it like the second game of the first set," said Gauff. "I guess a simple way to put it, it felt like a firework was going off inside of my arm, and then my whole arm felt like it was on fire. Yeah, we're going to figure out what it is tomorrow, but based off the feeling, being told that it's probably something nerve-related. Never had anything like this before, never felt anything, a sensation like this before. And then as the match played, it got progressively worse, even when I wasn't using my arm on shots that I wasn't even using my left arm for. It was feeling like fireworks at times. Yeah, it was a scary feeling, but yeah, I don't know." Gauff then took to social media to thank her fans for the messages of support she had received and explained that she would be getting an MRI scan the following day. She also sent a message to Eala, who she wished well for the remainder of her time in Indian Wells. Gauff wrote on Instagram, "I'm sorry it had to end this way IW. Double frowny face, see you next year," followed by a statement. "Hey everyone, thanks for the sweet messages. I felt a weird pain in my left arm in the second game of the match. I tried to continue but it was getting more intense. As most of you know, I rarely have to end matches with a retirement, but because it was an unfamiliar pain I decided it was best to not continue. Never felt anything like this before, going to get an MRI tomorrow to see what's up, but I'll be okay. Good luck to Alex the rest of the way. Always a pleasure sharing the court with you." When was the last time Coco Gauff retired from a match? It is a rare sight to see Gauff leave the court without finishing the match, so much so that it is only the second time that this has happened in her professional career. The only other occasion where Gauff was unable to complete her match was at the Cincinnati Open in 2022. Gauff rolled her ankle in her first-round match against Marie Bouzkova that year, and was therefore forced to retire from the match. It is unclear as to how severe this current injury is, but Gauff's upcoming scans will confirm whether she can compete at the Miami Open. The Miami Open gets underway in just over a week's time, with Gauff not having long to recover from her arm injury. Coco Gauff's painful exit at Indian Wells, a night of shock, courage, and hope. Under the glowing desert lights of California, the atmosphere at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden buzzed with excitement. Fans had gathered expecting a thrilling battle between two rising stars of women's tennis, world number 4 Coco Gauff and the rapidly improving Filipino sensation Eala. Instead, they witnessed a moment that reminded the world that even the strongest athletes are human. On what began as a routine third-round match at the Indian Wells Open, Gauff was forced to retire due to a frightening arm injury, handing Eala a surprising victory and sending shockwaves through the tennis world. Yet, beyond the result itself, it was Gauff's emotional statement afterward that captured the true story of the night. A promising match turns troubling. At the start, the match looked like a typical clash between an established champion and a fearless challenger. Gauff, known for her explosive movement and powerful baseline game, stepped onto the court with confidence. But early signs of trouble appeared almost immediately. Just a few games into the first set, Gauff began shaking her left arm between points. Her usually fluid strokes looked stiff, and her serve lacked its usual pop. Observers initially thought it might be simple fatigue or a minor strain. However, the discomfort quickly became more serious. Eala capitalized on the moment, playing aggressive tennis and racing ahead in the first set. The young Filipino star dominated rallies and forced errors, eventually taking the opening set 6-2. Still, the real drama was happening on the other side of the net. The pain that changed everything. During the match, Gauff called for a medical timeout. Trainers examined her arm, wrapping it and checking her movement. She returned to the court determined to continue. But the pain did not disappear. In the early games of the second set, it became clear that something was terribly wrong. Her serves slowed dramatically, and her forehands lacked power. Eventually, after falling behind 6-2, 2-0, Gauff walked toward the net and spoke quietly to Eala. The match was over. It was only the second retirement of Gauff's professional career, making the moment even more shocking for fans and commentators. Gauff breaks her silence. After leaving the court, Gauff addressed the media and released a statement explaining the frightening sensation that forced her to stop playing. Her words revealed just how serious the moment felt. She described the pain as something she had never experienced before. According to Gauff, the injury began early in the match and quickly intensified. She explained that the feeling was like fireworks going off inside her arm before spreading into a burning sensation that affected her entire limb. Eventually, she said, the pain felt as though her arm was on fire, making it impossible to continue hitting the ball. For a player known for her mental toughness and competitive spirit, walking away from the match was not an easy decision. But it was necessary. Respect between rivals. One of the most touching moments of the night came when Gauff approached Eala at the net. Despite her disappointment, she congratulated the young Filipino star and apologized for the abrupt ending. The two shared a warm embrace, a reminder of the sportsmanship that defines tennis. Eala, who had been playing excellent tennis, responded with grace. For the 19-year-old rising talent, the victory marked another milestone in her growing career. It also added another impressive result against top players, as she continues to make a name for herself on the WTA Tour. But even in victory, the focus remained on Gauff's health. A scary moment for a young champion. At just 21 years old, Gauff has already accomplished more than many athletes achieve in a lifetime. She has won major titles, defeated the best players in the world, and become one of the faces of modern tennis. That is why her sudden retirement raised concern across the tennis community. In her statement, Gauff admitted that the experience was frightening. The unfamiliar sensation in her arm left her unsure about what exactly had happened. Doctors initially suggested the issue could be related to nerve irritation, but further testing was needed to determine the exact cause.